There's not a place in this country where we don't belong. So I walk in everywhere like I belong. If I have the credentials, if I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else has. Let me say that again. If I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else is having. Young brother, don't ever think that, you go into these rooms and these people are gonna look at you the same. I could give a fuck how these people look at me.
Like you the threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Simple Shit TV. I am your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 8020. In this video, we're just going to do a little exploring. I believe, after seeing what I saw, that this man is damn near a genius, really good at what he does, and I think he represents some things that are often overlooked. In fact, I haven't heard anyone express the part about Kevin Samuels that actually appealed to me, because I want you guys to see the work that this man put in. I don't think people really understand it. But while I scroll down, I'm just gonna chit chat about what this gentleman kind of means to me and how I found my way to his videos and such. Basically, I ended up catching, his, it was one of the average at best videos, probably a little bit later. So I didn't ride the average at best wave. I think I probably came in a little bit later than that. But what I did do is I listened to the whole video. After looking through the whole video or watching the whole video, I started going back and going through some of his archives. And I'm like, oh, this brother has been doing this for a long time. Like, he's been doing stuff. As a person who's attempted to create on a regular basis, when you start to look through this gentleman's body of work, you start to see the amount of attention to detail, and I just really don't think that people have really gone and paid attention to this. I really, really don't. The amount of work that I am scrolling through right now, I just don't think that people have really truly appreciated this. And I wanted to do this because I really, really, really don't think. So let's see, I've been scrolling for the last little while, and we're looking at streams. I'm only a year deep. This stream right here has 2 million views. This one right here, 600,000 views. I'm still at a year. So the thing about St. Kevin, at least for me, is there's a particular thing that he spoke of, and I don't think very many people really picked up on. There we go. We're finally into 2 years. There we go. 2 years, finally, 2 years ago. There is this situation that you run into as a black male that happens when you work either a corporate job or any kind of job, really. And inevitably, if you're lucky, you work at a place where you're able to spread your wings. If you're a smart guy, you're able to take some initiative, and you're able to climb up the ladder, and you get what everybody else gets. More often than not, people like myself get to a place and suddenly your insight is no longer needed. regardless of whether it's valid or useful or anything, you're just ignored. No matter how good you are at your job, it doesn't matter. You are told to sit over in the corner and just do this one thing that you do, and that's it. And there's a certain frustration that comes with that, because in most cases you are better than the people that are doing the job or whatever, and you're perfectly willing to work within the rules and jump through all the hoops and do whatever. But what happens is you end up still spinning your wheels, and you're like, wow, this sucks. Like, this actually is that thing that they talk about where they're like, oh no, they just put you on the shelf. You're there because they need to have you there, and you're a producer, but they have no intention of ever promoting you. And you're like, fuck, that's real shit. That's really what happens. And it happens once, and you think, you know what? Maybe that was just the situation, whatever. You go to another job, maybe you even change professions. It happens to you again. And you're like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I just invested a year or 2 or 3 of my life into this company where I thought I was going to have a say, and then suddenly they change their mind on you, right? And then finally you just decide, you know what, I'm just going to do it by myself. I have enough know-how. I've done it already. I've done all the things. I might as well break out and do it on my own. So this gentleman, St. Kevin Samuels, had a corporate job, did a lot of corporate things, finally said, you know what, I'm tired of doing this. I've been making other people millionaires. I'm never going to be as wealthy as I want to be until I do it on my own. And so, you know what, I'm going to strike out and I'm going to do it on my own. And that's what he did. And he was relentless. He reinvented himself. He made adjustments. He reinvented himself. He made adjustments. He reinvented himself. He made adjustments. He worked with other creators. He worked with other men. He never slung mud. And he told the truth. And I think it's interesting how threatened people were of him. It was fascinating. In fact, it was more eye-opening than almost anything he actually said. The reaction to him was more powerful than anything he ever said, to be honest. That was the most powerful thing to me, believe it or not.
I asked her, why would you ask me for a glass of champagne when the bar is over there? Why would you ask me for a glass of champagne when the bar is over there? The reason she asked me for a glass of champagne is because she didn't think I belonged there. There's no way I could belong there. There's no way I was supposed to be in this room in one of the richest suburbs in the United States of America. There's no way I was supposed to be in this room with engineers and financiers. There's no way I was supposed to be in this little bitty high-dollar organization. My work proved that I belong there. My results, my outcomes proved that I belong there. But you know what had to actually also prove it? My mindset. I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry. I checked her in an appropriate way. And I remembered that. I'm not going to ever let anybody make me feel as though I don't belong. And that is what I see far too often with black men. We don't want to go to places, these upper echelon places, because you're afraid that you don't belong. There's a fear there that you don't belong, that some shit like that, some fuck shit's gonna happen. Well, let me tell you something. Your ancestors built this country. There's not a place in this country where we don't belong. So I walk in everywhere like I belong. If I have the credentials, if I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else has. Let me say that again. If I have what everybody else has, I'll have what everybody else is having. And that's what I want for you to start looking at yourself like you belong. I'm going to do a full broadcast on this because I'm actually take calls and questions, because what I see is so many black men who have the ability, the potential. But when even that broadcast I did the other day, I had some guy to get in the comment section talk about, young brother, you know, don't ever think that, you know, you go in these rooms and these people are going to look at you the same. I could give a fuck how these people look at me. I know how I look at myself. I don't accept that from that person. I don't accept it from that woman. I won't accept it from you either. Somebody else's prejudices and perceptions are not my problem. If I've done the work, and you know what it is, you often have to do 3 times the work to get half the credit. I want my credit. I want it now. I want it hot, I want it ready, I want it juicy, I want it on time, I want it the way I ordered it. I want my steak medium rare, I want my potato loaded, I want my asparagus crispy, I want my wine chilled. All this bougie shit that we feel like other people can have, but we gotta have the fucking leftovers and the chitlins of the world. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
You get lobster too.
I get lobster.
And then
too.
you can still go eat a 2-piece and a biscuit.
And get the 2
You belong there.
Yo.
So why aren't you there?
So why aren't you there?
Why aren't you there?
So while everyone else is talking about the Kevin Samuels that they think, the Kevin Samuels that they think that they know, or they think that they've heard, or they think that they whatever. This is the Kevin Samuels that I went back and started to listen to and understand, and I relate to him on a completely different level than I think a lot of other people do. I relate to him on a way that where I've been in this corporate space and I butted my head up against people telling me that I couldn't have X, Y, or Z, and continually reinventing and trying to find another way and finding another way and finding another way. Not necessarily realizing how powerful all these external forces are keeping you in this box, in this corner. Now, the reality is that I can't be stopped, but I think the problem is that we do sometimes ignore the pitfalls or not understand the dynamics 100%. And I think this is what Kevin was trying to get men to do, is to operate independent of a system that was not looking out for them. And you could tell that he tried to operate within that system and it failed him, just like it failed a lot of black men. And I think he realized that there are a lot of black men scattered out throughout the country whom are in this exact same situation. The exact same situation. I said on a video on a panel, shout out to Brother Dennis Sperling, there's more of us than there are of them. I think that the Pookies and the Ray Rays get all the press and they're the people that we think, but the reality is that the average black man, the above average black man, is just a regular dude that's just been ducking bullets and ducking arrows his whole life and is just trying to be successful and has been trying to duck and dodge the barbed wire and trying not to get caught up in the bullshit. So I will post this video in the not only in the description but also in the comments. I'll pin it to the top so that you can go back and watch this video, because it's a powerful video. And you know, it for me was like when I was like, all right, I gotta listen to more of this dude. I gotta hear what this dude's got to say, because this is exactly right up my alley as far as I'm concerned. This is when he was speaking directly to me. So I think a lot of people would be able to understand kind of the average black man, and the average black man kind of would understand a lot of things by watching this. Y'all do me a favor, like, subscribe. I'm gonna try to grow this channel. I'm gonna get up out of here. Eric Badu said it best. I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit. I'll holler at you guys in the next one. Peace.